if you're brown, then it's a bad thing. I was raped and I just wanted to like get away. He's gonna die. He didn't do anything wrong. If you're gay, it's also very bad, like in the area where I grew up. So we know that feminine energy is like nurturing, it's kind, it's creative,
healing,
it's healing. And if we take her in the night, she won't see how fucked up it is and that.
But it was fucking high.
When I woke up, I'm like, what?
No, but it was...
She goes, why don't you just be Amy True? So in People's Army, that's where I got my name.
Yes, today we have with my sister, Amy True, one of the finest female MCs, or regard of male or female, one of the finest MCs that I know of, hailing from United Kingdom, represent Irish, and proud.
Yeah.
It's so lovely to have you. It's been a long time coming, but I'm so glad that we're doing this. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Shanti. You're a good friend of mine. You're one of my first contacts when I arrived in India from a surprise. Not to find myself, I came here.
Yeah.
I came here after I was sexually abused, actually. I was raped. And I just wanted to, like, get away. And, there was a thing happening in India when I came. There was a problem with the ATMs. So tourists weren't coming.
Correct.
So the flights were, like, super cheap. And I just put on my Facebook, I'm going to India. And I come to India. And it was like, Amy True, People's Army. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I was so like happy and overwhelmed. I'm pretty humble. I'm very humble in what I do. I do what I do from the heart. And I was very happy that that resonated to other places in the world. I grew up in quite a white area. It was quite racist. It was, so the first thing is if you're brown, then it's a bad thing. Second after that, if you're gay, it's also very bad, like in the area where I grew up. So, yeah, I think I had some issues with my identity growing up because there wasn't any other people that looked like me, like mixed heritage. So we came from Blackpool to Crawley. And this is also where Kingsley Akala, who his dad also lived there, Ian Daly. There was a few brown people there at the time. There is a lot of Indians and Pakistani in Crawley. It's by Gatwick Airport.
Okay.
And so when I was 14, my mum and dad took me to Uganda so I could see parts of my heritage. And
which is Kemet, I think, if you can...
Well, no. So my dad's born in Uganda, but his tribe comes from South Sudan.
Okay.
And then if you go further back, South Sudan was part of Kemet.
Okay.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all learning.
We're all learning.
We're all students.
Yeah, we're all students.
Understanding your story, not his story, because his story is the colonizer's story.
That's true.
Our story.
Our story.
Yeah.
So you went to Uganda.
So I went to Uganda. And there I saw more tall East African women like me.
Correct.
Athletic, working hard. Because in England, it's very like, I'm a lady, and
like the queen.
Yeah, exactly. That bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit because, to be honest, I mean, sorry. I mean, it's just we're just saying that we don't really respect the queen here in this country.
Don't worry, we don't either. We don't, like I don't represent her. No. So yeah, this is Uganda.
Okay.
Very beautiful. And not many people know that before the Zionists wanted to settle in Palestine, they wanted to settle in Uganda first. Very high minerals, just a beautiful, beautiful place.
So you went there and then you seen like...
I just seen, I come off the plane, so I lived in Crawley at the time. The topic of conversations for young people my age when I'm 14 is like, what trainers are you wearing, bruv? Like, what are you wearing? Like, what mobile phone have you got? All very materialistic things, yeah? So when I got to Uganda, the conversation was like, what are you studying? What would you like to be?
Yeah.
Different
Fashion.
Perspectives of your vision for your life. Not materialistic. Yeah. So I went there, I saw other women that were tall like me and athletic and hardworking. And I saw a lot of poverty. Obviously, we have poverty in England, but it's a different kind of poverty. I call it first world poverty.
Yeah.
Poverty of the mind.
Yeah, it is.
Just lack of understanding self. Even for white England, their own people have left them behind and they don't understand. So you'll go to like a local pub and like an Eastern European will come in, or an Indian or a Pakistani, and the local white people will be like, what are they doing here, taking our jobs, blah, 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 this whole kind of nationalist ideology. And they don't understand.
Take out the immigrants and all of that jazz.
Yeah, and they don't even understand how they have colonized these places, how these places have helped build up England. You know, the Queen's jewels, even the wooden seats in the House of Parliament, all that wood's from Uganda. So as we both understand the colonizer and how they like to just steal shit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And
I mean, if it wasn't for Africa, like, to be honest, like Africa and I would say India and China.
100.
Yeah, these three, like, they just robbed them naked. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the wrong word to use, but.
Well, this is just like a slang term for,
Yeah, just the amount of wealth and resources that they looted and like they built. So it's definitely, you must have seen it, because I've never been to Africa yet.
Yes.
I really want to go, and we have strong love and admiration towards Africa, you know, as Indians, because I represent a lot of people. So, we share a similar kind of pain.
Yes.
So I could imagine for you to go there and to see the contrast.
Yeah. Like, so in England...
In a young age.
Yeah, from when I got off the plane, you know, there's people with polio on the floor, there's people that are disabled. It's not like England, you don't have the NHS or, you know, places to go to come off drugs. There's a lot of drugs in England and whatnot. Even in Uganda, it was at one point the top place for alcoholism in the world.
Yeah.
There's a drink called Ugandan Waragi, and they kind of would give this to soldiers to, like, go and fight. Like, you know, like Waragi. But it opened my eyes to my culture, my identity, and it was enriching. But when I came back, when I was 14, I was very, just the shock.
Yeah, it's a very young age to take the shock.
But it was good.
It was good.
My parents didn't go, right, when we go here, it's going to be like this. They just took me there, and then I was able to absorb and take in my own perspective of things. So when I went back to England, I just felt like, I felt bad. I felt like guilty, all the things I have. You know, my parents didn't spoil me.
Yeah, because I was about to ask, do you come from like...
working class parents.
Okay.
My parents are working class.
Yes.
Both of my parents are absolute diamonds, as you would say.
Yeah.
They're bloody diamonds. They're hardworking, they're characters. I didn't grow up in a house where it was spoken about racism or this or that. They just allowed me to be me. Yeah, which was beautiful.
Yeah, and just to see that, and then you being still empathetic towards like your people in Africa. That's why I asked
everyone,
you. Like,
to everyone in the world.
My in the natural, world. Like,
my natural spirit is I'm very sensitive. Even from when I was young, I could see and feel my parents' trauma. But you know, back in those days and that generation and our great grandparents, you don't talk about trauma.
Correct.
It's like a war thing. You just keep going. You just keep working hard. You know, we don't talk about it. And I understand that psychologically. And my parents were quite disciplined. I
was learning like about your upbringing and your like early teenagers, you know, like shaping you to become an artist and a human being that you become.
Yes. When I look back, so coming from the anger of not understanding why my parents were a certain way and never wanted to speak about their story, it's a generational thing for a lot of our parents and grandparents. It's almost like to be vulnerable is bad. And for me, it's like a toxic masculine trait. And I don't mean the way mainstream media talk about it. It's got nothing to do with gender. It's spiritual. You know, like we know that feminine energy is like nurturing, is kind, is creative, is healing, and a masculine energy is protecting, providing, and acting upon. Like, you know, the creator talks to the feminine has passed the ideas to the masculine makes shit happen. So if you're not in touch with your feminine, you're not able to be vulnerable, you know? So this is things that I've learned. So to come out of that anger, I wanted to understand why. So I researched more about Uganda, I researched more about psychology, how these things can affect you, and also how trauma is passed down genetically for every single human being. So all wars that have happened, all colonization, all of this, it affects all of us. The way I stand, the way I am, is from like, so certain women and men, you know, if you've had violence, it makes you, can go like a few different ways. You can be like a victim, you can be always like in survival mode, ready to fight. Yeah, so learning more about my parents' heritage, culture, and our story helped me to release some of this trauma.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't stop there. You have to I'm very sporty and active. Doing these things, physical things, keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
You know,
Finding yourself, like these are different expressions.
Yeah.
But to ask you a question, like it's a very taboo thing in India, right? You're probably one of my few friends who's gay.
Yes.
Like as a female, like, you know.
Yeah.
So what were they like calm about it, or how was it? Because it's very taboo in, at least now it's getting better.
I understand.
In terms of like acceptance,
Yeah.
as you could see also from your first visits now.
Yeah.
But how was your like relation and like back in the day in
With
UK?
with myself, or just how
No,
was
no,
it? So
with
no, in
your
the
parents.
so my mum and dad, I'd say my dad was a bit more open to it. My mum
Okay.
wasn't. My dad told me when I was 14, he's like, Amy, if he just said it out of nowhere, I'm just going from the toilet to my bedroom, and he just come up to me and he's like, Amy, you know, if you want to be with a man or a woman, that's okay. I just want you to be happy. And I was
Bless
just
him.
like,
He's a gangster.
English chap. I was like, what? I'm not gay. You know, like defensive and that,
Yeah.
because I guess I had internalized homophobia because it just wasn't accepted in England either.
Really?
Yeah. Like in Crawley, it's like, it was very racist. They're like, oh,
Them
Packies,
teaching us how to be like.
Packies this, nigger this, all these things. Like, I would be walking home from wherever, the studio, and white people would come up to me and be like, yeah, I'm BMP. I fought for you in the war. You're a piece of shit. You're brown, you stink. Like, trying to fight me. I'm just like a girl walking home on my own. And I'm sensitive, and I'm also not a puss, you know, I'm a warrior, but
Yeah.
it's when things come out of nowhere, it's like, what? Why is so much hate? Yeah, but my parents were okay with it. My mum was a bit more like, she wasn't not okay with it, but from Irish Catholic background,
Traditional, yeah.
like a girl is a girl in
and-
pink, and
yeah.
she's like, hey, I'm like just fucking, and a boy is a boy,
boy with
and
blue.
a boy. Yeah, exactly. Life isn't always the same. You
Correct.
know, I understand there's a man and a woman.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that, but I was very sporty. You know, I'm East African, I'm
Correct.
Irish, my family are both hardworking.
Yeah.
I move.
Warriors in both the bloods.
Yeah, like at school, they tried to say I had ADHD because I didn't want to sit still. But also, if you're at school and you have this energy, like we have when we have higher rates of melanin, or just energetically you're like that,
Yeah.
they don't have the knowledge to cope. So they try to diagnose you with something to put a cap on
Yeah.
your energy and
Just
say...
to put you on meds, basically.
Yeah,
To dumb you down, like.
Yeah, and my mum was like, no, there's nothing wrong with my daughter. She's
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
She's
You're
a G.
boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the teachers are falling asleep reading the national curriculum in England.
Yeah.
Like, so as a child, you're not going to resonate with his energy. I was
Correct.
too busy making the class laugh or climbing, and yeah. I'd really love to help change the schooling system. We shouldn't wake up and go to school and sit still for that amount of time. We should be maybe
Moving.
moving, get
Yeah.
active. And then when you feel grounded, you do some breath work, and then you're ready to take on some information and two-way energy transfer with the teacher and the other students, from my perspective.
Yeah. I think so as well. I mean, my fucking school sucked. I fucking hated my school, like, because that was a boarding school. It was an all-boys school.
You're in boarding school?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, I wasn't in boarding school. There was like a boarding also, but I was like a day scholar.
Yeah.
So half of my classmates would be boarding.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was just fucked up, like, you know. It's
Fighting, a lot of fighting.
yeah. It was what we call alpha. What is it? Convent. You know, it's
Oh, a convent school?
I was in a fucking convent, like our father who had in
What,
heaven.
Christian, Catholic?
Yeah,
What?
Christian, Catholic.
Catholic, yeah? Okay.
So it's fucking
So much
mess.
oppression in
Yeah.
Catholicism, and no disrespect to anybody's religion.
Yeah.
The things that I say are from my experience and my research, because it just didn't resonate with me. Even from 7 years old,
I was going to ask you, like, are you Catholic, or do you believe, like, what's
I
your
was
spirit?
raised a Catholic
Okay.
because of my mum. My dad is not religious at all. My dad's family, they're
Yeah, of course,
nihilistic, they're tribal.
Tribal, you know.
Yeah, they follow the stars, they
Yeah.
live off
Fire.
the land, you know, they're like herders. My grandma, she didn't read, you know, but Catholic school from 7 like the priest is coming in and his energy's like, so what have you got to tell me? You know, what have you done wrong? And it's just like some weird paedophile.
Yeah,
just like, fuck off, bruv. Like, why are you coming up to a 7-year-old and asking
creeping
him?
around like.
Yeah, just go away, man.
Yeah, I've seen some creepy shit in my school as well.
And again, no disrespect to some priests that are just good people that want to do like, you know, good work, but it didn't resonate with me. Yeah. I just wanted to be.
Yeah. But how was your journey as a female MC in England? Because was it the same like a taboo where, you know, girls, because there's so many mandems.
Yes.
There's so many guys.
Yes.
In the scene.
Yeah.
And I don't like, when I was researching, right, when I seen Caxton Press, that's where I like came across you.
Yeah.
And I seen, wow, there's this female MC, because at that time we didn't have female MCs in India. I mean, we did, but not as many, like maybe 2 or 3, you know, and not as much powerful as...
It's a little bit sexist, isn't it, in the world? But whatever,
And like at that time, like to see you, like, you know, whatever videos I came across
Caxton Press, The Press, Hunger.
The Press, and, you know, with Global as well,
Global
like the
Faction.
video, Global Faction.
Did all our videos,
Yeah.
So for me, as a female artist, I was already prepped being around guys from younger. So say you have violence at home, so then I would go to the street and then I would chill with guys. I'm active already, but I felt protected being around these people. But at the same time, I picked up some of their like masculine traits, you know, because you're subject of your environment. Humans are tribal creatures, you know.
You vibe with your tribe.
And it protected me. So if I'm getting attacked by a racist, and then it's almost a way of like, you have to, how I felt, naturally, I didn't do it on purpose. You kind of mimic them to protect yourself, you know? But coming into the hip hop scene as a woman, it wasn't fearful for me, Even so, I'd be like seen as like one of the guys, even though I'm not a guy, but they were like my brothers.
Yeah.
And also, whether you're a man or woman, if you have this energy inside you, then it's acceptance already.
Yeah.
So Caxton Press, I was already doing things in my town. So from being at my parents' house and my parents divorced, and then I was kind of like running about and staying at different friends' houses, and then I stayed in a hostel. And then I got my own place in England. I was very privileged to do that. Normally you have to like be pregnant but they saw the history. You know, me and my mum, we stayed in like beaten up wives' homes and stuff like that. So they saw me as a vulnerable girl that needed somewhere to live.
Okay.
So, I was already rapping in Crawley, and my home was like the spot where everyone would come, but it was peaceful. It was like, let's cypher, like, let's record. Like, I don't care if these people don't get on in like certain, I don't know, in India you might say gangs or whatever, but when you come to my home, when you come to my home, it's fucking peace, And we're here to share our gifts of rapping, of producing, of beatboxing. So I was already setting that up for myself because hip-hop raised me.
Wow.
In my room before I left home, Tupac posters everywhere. Because of his voice, I could hear the pain, I could hear the motivation, I could hear the warrior spirit. Resonated with me.
Resilience.
Yeah. Even if I didn't understand from a young age what exactly he meant, you know, I didn't understand much about Black Panthers then, I didn't understand certain things. I just knew that he was energy. A warrior and he respected women highly, which is important to me, like keep your head up and things like that,
Brenda's Got a Baby, and like singing through a woman's perspective, being such a hard rapper, you know, like being such a hard guy, like being like, I'm the hardest, but still showing his soft side. I think at that time I knew what was a man. A real man is like who's not shy away on showing his soft side.
No, not at all. And I didn't think, he's hard. As a young child, I could understand that he is living in an environment that is in America that is racist, and it's forcing him to have to be in survival mode.
Correct.
Like what I was saying before, if you have PTSD or if you're constantly under attack, you know, your fight or flight is going to come in. So from Crawley doing music, and then from going to London and being part of People's Army first, it was a rapper called English Frank. He was called Frantic Frank at the time. He took me to People's Army Studio, where I met Logic, where I met NA, where I met Nate, who's a very big conscious artist in the UK, underground. Another great female artist called Nole. She's absolutely amazing. Check her out. And I used to go by my government name, but people didn't know how to pronounce my surname. It was Ugandan. So I was like, what shall I use as my artist name? And I said, I don't want to be Lady this or Miss that. It's so overused,
Yeah.
Not because I'm not a female, but because it was just boring to me.
Yeah.
She goes, why don't you just be Amy True? So in People's Army, that's where I got my name.
Amazing.
And then I went on a trip with a guy called DJ Snuff, who is an excellent organizer of grassroots hip-hop, Speaker's Corner. Just, there's too much to say for Snuff, but he has done a lot of work for underground
Foundation.
hip-hop. Amazing DJ. He works with Congo Natty as well.
Amazing.
Just a lot of people that he's worked with. He took us all on a trip to Germany, where I went with a few artists. When I came back from that trip, then I was invited to join Caxton Press. 2012, we dropped an album called The Press.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing at that time.
Boom Bap,
Yeah.
political.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. We won like some awards.
Yeah.
We were put in the British Library because of our political content.
Yeah.
I was there for a while, and then the politics of being in a group, things where whatever. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
But I have love and respect for all of the brothers there. And then I went off and I did my album. I did a EP called Question Authority. I kind of went back to my People's Army
Roots.
Yes. I felt a little bit more understood there. Yeah. And then I met a lot of musicians, and I did a great album called 11, because the number 11 was just coming into my life at very important stages. If people are spiritual that way and it connects with them, it was very important to me. So I worked with some musicians on the album, Shabaka Hutchins, which is an excellent composer, jazz musician, sax player. A guy called Joe Armand Jones, which I believe quite a few people know here in India. He's in a band called Ezra Collective.
Yeah, the guy Nathan knew, right? From yesterday.
Nubia Garcia, she's a great saxophonist. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong.
No, it's okay. Garcia.
And who else? Logic's on the album, of course,
Sick,
obviously. And it was me I always sang, but I was shy. So I was trying to find my own way. I was a little bit, I was a little bit upset after Caxton Press, the way that it broke up. So I kind of was like, fuck you lot, then I'm going to
do a solo album. No, but you did an amazing job.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the fact that you've been independent all this while, and you stand to your ground.
Always.
You don't want to be like selling your art and for your majors and everything, and it's commendable. Like, to be doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's commendable.
Yeah, and everything I did, I used from my own money. I don't do it now, but I would grow weed to fund my album, to go to the Philippines, to go to Uganda and do things like this. Obviously, I don't do that anymore, but it's what are you going to do for money to, music's expensive.
It is expensive.
Having your own studio.
Recording, mixing, shooting.
Videos, traveling.
Too much.
Is to travel. My goal and my vision is to travel to different places in the world to meet other people like yourself that does what People's Army do, but in another continent, in another country, and meet the people on the ground level. It's not about Coca-Cola. It's not about all these things. And no disrespect to people that work with big sponsors, because now I understand you need it to raise yourself up. I was very anti-system.
Yeah.
I'd do open mic nights in Brixton, and Island Records would come and say, they sent this older lady, kind of like a witch, to kind of read my energy, if you're going to be real about it,
Yeah.
Oh, we've been watching you for a while, and
they want you.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I don't want to work with you. You lot are demons and that.
Shit.
And she's like, not all of us. And I was just so anti. I didn't understand how to play the game or whatever. If you want to talk about it like that, I was just like, no, I just want to do what I want to do. I don't want to sing the same song that you tell me to sing for the next 10 years or something. It's a bit of a trap. It's different now.
It's different, yeah.
It's very different now.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been, and because of this, you've got to work with legends like Immortal Technique and Are the Rugged Man. You've opened I can only fucking imagine these guys.
It's been a beautiful journey. I can safely say that I've never begged anyone or gone to look for someone, oh, please can I work with you? That makes me want to throw up my spirit. I can't do that. Everything's happened organically. Snuff as well had a big help in that. He would say good things about me and point me in certain directions, or point people in my direction. Even with Akala, I kind of spent time in my younger days playing football with him in my younger days, and he invited me to come on.
He's a wise brother.
Yeah, he's an absolute genius.
Genius, yeah. Double doctorate in Black History.
Yes, yes.
It's the most gangster thing ever, like.
Yeah, amazing. He invited me to be on his album Knowledge is Power 2. So, of course, I did that. It was an honour. I worked with Asian Dub Foundation.
Yeah.
I was asked by the late Benjamin Zephaniah, who passed away recently, to do vocals for his album. He's an absolute legend, activist. Yeah, people need to research Benjamin Zephaniah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, and then supporting Slum Village, Chuck D, when he saw me performing at Coco's
Fucking
with
hell,
Caxton
Chuck
Press.
D.
Yeah.
Chuck D is a big man.
We're performing with a live band and I'm just being like myself, and he's at the side like, whoa,
Yeah.
I come off and he's like, Amy, true. Like, and ever since then, he's just supported me and he's got nothing but love for me. And it can be overwhelming, but also I've learned to accept Amy.
Love, yeah.
Accept my love, like deal with some of the trauma that we carry.
I think, you know, sorry to cut you off,
No.
but I think like sometimes when you come from so much pain, sometimes when you receive so much love, you kind of feel like this is fake. And
Yeah.
probably he's faking it. What do you want from me, you know?
I didn't feel it was fake.
Yeah.
I never felt that energy at all. It was, I had to learn to love myself.
Correct.
Even now talking to you, I'm talking a lot because I'm nervous. Like,
Nah,
I'm shy.
come on.
No,
No,
I
you're
am.
just shy.
It doesn't mean that I'm losing power because I'm showing vulnerability. It's taken me a while to get to where I am now, but I'm very happy where I am now. I've done a lot of healing. I even went to therapy. Like, I didn't want to go to therapy. Like, why the fuck do I want to go to therapy and someone's going to say, oh, you're ill, take these pills? Like, no, I don't need medication. I need somebody that understands the Black community. I need somebody that understands the Irish community, that understands trauma, past lives, spirituality, all of that. So when I found that therapist, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
I learned
it's
how to
amazing.
cry. I never cried, like, you know, so amazing. And now where I am in my life, you know, people will look for stuff and there's not much of Amy True. I have lots of work that I've done, but I just wasn't releasing it. And that's because I wasn't in my feminine energy, yeah. So I'm just being more in that these days, and self-acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's about it's about time. Like, you know, the music that comes out, the world is gonna find out, like, wagwan, you know.
Yeah.
I really want it to also, because it's me, you know. I'm, you know, me in India. Like, I'm trying to like show everyone, but I know once you put that music out, it's just game over, you know.
Yeah.
So much music. Your personality, like, you know, being as a live performer, as a female artist, is just inspiring, you know. And I wanted to ask you this, like, a lot of female artists from India also are gonna look, and they also getting inspired. What would be, like, since your message? I mean, we're gonna come to your trip and your experience in India, but like your message to like female MCs in India, you know, like, if
my
they wanna...
message to female MCs would be to please keep going and please support each other. I know not everyone's gonna get on, but if you find your tribe, please keep going. It's just so important that you empower each other. And the message for female artists and all females, it's never to hate men. I don't even
Hate
like
men.
Yeah, it's never to hate men.
Yeah,
see,
this
all
is
he
a-
heard was hate men.
No,
like,
no. I was like, like, wow.
Yo, yeah. No, it's never that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not,
It's
like, I
powerful,
love
though.
men. Like,
Yeah.
I love my dad. I love my mum. I love my brothers that I've made. It's not a competition between each other. We need each other. We need to respect each other. And I do feel here in India that women need to take a little bit more, get involved. Just get involved.
I think because in India is getting feminism a little wrong with it. They're getting like hating on men.
Yeah, but this has come from like a patriarchal thing. This is like the certain feminine. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm their feminist. You know, I'm a woman. I have a womb. I have ovaries. But to be a feminist does not mean to have any hate for any men. It just means to stand in your power.
Correct.
And it doesn't mean to be like me. The way that I am is because of my journey. I'm not asking women to be me. I'm asking everyone to be yourself and to represent your authenticity, to talk about your journey. All the memories, all our ancestral history is in our DNA. Like, speak your truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like a lot of female MCs, like they try to be someone, like they look at a Cardi B and
Yeah.
you know, you want to be that, but you want to be yourself also. That's like an important thing. Like,
Well, that's what they show. That's
Yeah.
what they show us. And then there's no disrespect to Cardi B.
no,
There
no,
are-
you could be an Indian Cardi B, but at least try to be an Indian, like,
Well,
accept, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like, no disrespect to Cardi B, but there are many different types of women. There's not just this one type of woman and that's it. Like there's so many different women from different tribes, from different walks of life. They've had
Correct.
different experiences. Just be you.
Yeah.
Because mainstream put this, which I think they do on purpose to sexualize women. You know, they like to tap into people's sexual energy because it's your creative energy as well.
Yeah.
So the more you're thinking about sex, like, I don't know, it's kind of draining.
Yeah,
if
you're
that
absolutely
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah, yeah. In yoga, we
Yeah.
definitely believe in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more you're a wanker,
Yeah,
the more you lose your spiritual power. Like, you know, otherwise you have like intuition, more like all of that. But if you're a wanker,
Yeah.
it's fucked.
That's your life source.
Yeah.
Watching pornography,
Yeah.
you know, sleeping with people who you don't understand their
Yeah.
energy. You call it like sexually transmitted demons.
Fuck.
Yeah. So if you're sleeping with someone and like they're depressed or they're going through something that they're not talking about, you're going to absorb that. It's just very important. Yeah.
Yeah. Ames, I want to know about your journey, like in India, like because I remember from the moment, like I remember receiving you in the airport, but after that, like, you know, it's been a roller coaster. You've been the first, like, forget female, but the first UK artist to be in the cypher. You know, it was a small thing, but in that cypher, you had a young 100 RBH, you had a young 7 Bantais, you had a young Altaf,
Yeah.
you had all of these man them, like in Dharavi, you know, which is a place where even people in Mumbai would be scared to go.
Well, I was honoured to go there for starters.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that you can go to another country. The things that I talk about and represent, it's not for show.
Yeah.
You know, I do youth work. I want to touch on the ground level.
It's powerful, that one, you know, because
Yeah.
that really gave them confidence. That was one of the, like, you know, things that very majorly gave them confidence, you know, because you gave them respect as an artist.
Always.
You know, and for you for them to see as an international artist,
Yeah.
especially from the UK,
Yeah.
because they're like, yo,
Yeah.
UK and
because
whatever.
I'm a woman and the way I am, I was like playing football with the kids. It was just jokes, man.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful experience.
To be honest, it's probably the first black woman
Yeah.
that they're interacting with. So it was
Yeah,
maybe till now that's the only
Yeah.
woman that they're interacting
Well,
with. You know?
That's okay though.
It's
you know?
you're a good representative, like for them.
Thank you.
You know, like for sure, like, you know.
It was a beautiful experience,
Yeah.
and I see it as a two-way energy. You're saying that they respected me for going there, but I respect them for welcoming me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean no harm.
Yeah.
We're all trapped on planet Earth together. Like we need to understand, overstand, understand ourselves, and yeah.
You done the ciphers, you done like the shows, like you work with so many guys, you're working with like so many artists in this trip as well. Like, you know, you got tunes coming out with Mawali.
Yeah.
And you know, the relationship has come on a full-fledged. You performed in a festival.
Yeah.
You know, the MCs.
The Upper Arts Festival.
The Upper Art Festival,
Yeah,
you
with
know.
Karthik.
With Karthik,
Yeah.
like back in the day.
That was amazing.
It was amazing.
And Mawali and TodFod, like,
Yeah,
rest in
TodFod.
power, and
Yeah.
much love and respect to his family. I love Mawali, TodFod, like, yeah, they're my brothers. I consider them my brothers like I do you as well, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, some things I don't have anything to say. It's a vibrational thing, you know. It's like your soul tribe. You
Yeah.
have your biological family and you love and respect them, but there are people you meet on your journey, and when you feel comfortable, it's good stuff.
It's amazing that we could find that connection, being so different. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say but different.
Yeah.
In terms of ethnicity and culture.
Yeah.
But so same and connected because of our culture that we chose.
Yes.
You know, we didn't choose, like, I didn't choose I wanted to be born in India, or you didn't choose.
No.
You know, but we chose hip hop.
That's right.
You know.
It's
so
a powerful, powerful thing.
yeah, so
hip-hop,
like, you know, the connections that we made.
Yeah.
And how was it, like, you know, since you were the only MC, you know, you let MC TodFod, like one of the greatest MCs
Yes.
to come out of India,
Yes.
jump on your set on Shambhala. That was the first time an MC jumped on a set on Shambhala, by the way, and it had to be TodFod. How was that experience? Because I wasn't there. I was just like, yo, I wish I was there.
So when I found out that he was coming over to England, I was so excited, and I just wanted to give him the same warm welcome that you all gave to me.
Yeah.
So I was working with my band at the time, and I was performing with Chaiwala. This is like festivals in England, amazing festivals. And TodFod was there, and I was just like, come on stage. It was just natural. Come on stage. There's no ego. If you respect an artist, you come to join and you share, you know?
Yeah.
And he absolutely smashed it, yeah. I would have the footage, but my Instagram got shut down during lockdown because I was anti-vaccine.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, I was just passing some information. Obviously, the platform belongs to the people who are trying to push that on us, so they deleted my account, which is understandable. It's not like, I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
But I lost a lot of footage.
No, but we have memories. That's why I like to even speak about this.
Yeah.
Was important because this was a historic thing for an MC to do from here, you know, especially younger, like so young as TodFod.
Yeah.
Young in the body, old in the soul.
Yes,
you know?
100. He shut it down.
Yeah.
They loved him.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Amazing. He shut it down.
It's fucking amazing,
Fully.
man.
Yeah.
And like, what do you think of traveling in India? Like when you see, is it very close to, because I have traveled in India and Africa both.
Yeah, and the Philippines also.
And Philippines also.
Yeah,
but the motherland and India as well. So like, how do you, I wouldn't, compare is the wrong word. Because in my eyes, I would think that we have very similar lifestyles.
You do.
So would I be...
You do, but obviously cultural differences. It is a new energy. The poverty is similar. Like Kampala.
Yeah.
But it's a different experience. I can't, just because of the poverty, like economically, the richness of the culture is infinite.
Yeah.
You know? Of course, when I see certain aspects of India, it really hurts me, you know?
Yeah.
It hurts me a lot. But just to connect with more people from the ground and do what we can is, you know, unfortunately, we can't just click our fingers and change the whole world as much as we would like to.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not realistic. We've got so much oppression globally, flat earth.
Yeah, flat earth.
We got so much oppression for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's difficult to change that in one lifetime. But what we do is that we gradually plant seeds, and we keep coming back and working with communities. And this is just something that is natural to me. Yeah. But I love
and release
India.
music like Park did, you know.
Yeah, India is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
When we shot the video Concentrate with Alpha,
who my guy behind
I love
the camera.
Alpha. I know people say I love him, but I generally have love. There's nothing to fear. It's actual love, and he didn't even know where we were going. We went to Orangutan,
Yeah.
Is that how I pronounce it?
It's called Ratangadh.
See, look at me, Orangutan. Like,
You know,
Indian people
Ratangadh.
are gonna laugh at me for saying
Nah,
that. Say
they're
again.
not. It's called Ratangadh.
Ratangadh. When we went to Ratangadh, we went on a trek. Oh man, he had all the camera equipment. We were like hiking, and I have a little bit of a fear of heights. Like my legs were trying to throw me off the side, and that like, hey.
We were almost 3,000 feet from sea level, and we started from zero.
Yeah.
So it was pretty like.
And we went in the night time.
We did climb in the night time.
Oh my days! That ladder.
You know, it's fucking respect. You know, like because you could have said no anytime.
Oh fuck that!
Nah.
I'm here for it, bro. I'm here.
But I was like, yo, how much like, you know, I tried to do my best in terms of.
You're good. You're a gentleman. You're good.
Like
you're motivating.
Like in terms of climbing in the night and all of that thingy.
It's like if we take her in the night, she won't see how fucked up it is and that.
But it was fucking high.
When I woke up, I'm like, what?
No, but it was amazing.
Yeah, Rob Steed and Sachin, like, man.
Sachin wasn't there, Robson was there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But they do treks.
They do.
That's what I mean. Swadesi treks. Yeah,
you went for the thingy when you came here now, like.
To canoeing, to
the
kayaking.
kayaking.
Yeah, we went kayaking. That was
this
dope.
is Concentrate. Yeah, this is you. fucking barefoot.
Yeah,
and it's so fucking high, man.
It's amazing. And this was again like just
no guy would do that.
What from out of India? But all you guys are with me.
Yeah.
So the thing is, this was after I was raped.
Yeah.
So I come to India, and it was like my own pillage.
Yeah.
To heal. Yeah.
It's definitely that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Robstein.
Yeah.
You were training as well. How long have you been fighting for since this video?
Nah, I've been fighting like...
Since you came out the womb?
Yeah, no. But yeah, I've been fighting like it's never stopped since 2012.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Maybe 1 year when my father passed, but yeah. But you see, like, it's so grounded, you know, like, it's to see, and it's probably... I don't like racializing and something like this, but like, you know, to be able to see someone from an African descent,
yes,
if I may put it that way,
can, of course, yeah.
And to be in India and to like make tracks and to make tracks with Indian artists, is healing right here, you know.
We need it. We all need it.
It's like holding hands.
Yes.
You know,
we
like
all need it.
We together, because you also at that time, you also helped a lot of MCs, like my guy TodFod, like when he was there, like understanding, like learning the ropes of the game back in London.
Yes.
Which we needed as well to be in international and in our approach and everything.
Yeah.
So you give like a lot of, like even Mawali for instance, you know, like confidence in terms of, you know, you're sick. Even though I don't understand, you're sick. So it's like...
It's even if the language barrier, it just sometimes, if you're a certain individual, if you're emotionally intelligent with yourself and others, it's a frequency. You know, and then when I asked him, I asked him what he's talking about. You know, so they were talking about a lot of political things. They were talking about their tribes. They were talking about their culture.
Yeah.
And that is the most important thing, for us to understand our identity and to pass that on to the youngers, so that mainstream doesn't just wash that away and take away who we are. We need to remind each other of things that we forgot. Yeah. You know?
Definitely, and music is the best way of reminder. And you've done all of, like, your whole journey has been of music, or it's like, you know, how we've, like, you know, you've been inspired also, like, you know, from Wu-Tang Clans and the likes of Tupac. It's education, you know, giving the right education.
100%,
you know?
100. So I do workshops as well with young people in England, and from all different backgrounds, from ages from 15 to 25. Workshops called True Stories. So just after 9/11, the British government was like putting leaflets through people's doors, like, any young person that says anything against the government will be seen as a terrorist. Okay. And I'm like, this is against our, like, freedom of speech. And, like, you know, like, how are we not allowed to question things? How are we not to ask questions? So I created workshops called True Stories, and it was to understand how mainstream media programs society with fear, Islamophobia, sexism, who owns mainstream media, what their agenda and their narrative, how it suits them. And I would get guests on who would work for, like, Russia Today or The Guardian. So we had Richard Sudan, who's a great independent journalist, so that young people could feel confident, because they were scared. Like, what? We're allowed to talk about the elite families?
Yeah, you spoke about everything, like...
the federal banking system, or da-da-da-da. Like, of course we can. Like, if we all talk about it, like, what's the problem? We need to understand, instead of it being a conspiracy, which is something that was created by the CIA anyway. That word conspiracy is just...
To confuse people,
Yeah.
It was really freeing for us also back in Mumbai, like, to see an artist being really free to say whatever the fuck he or she wants to.
Yeah. I believe that, because
like
it's very difficult for you guys.
You know, the artists that, I mean, Loki and Logic at that time. It was like, yo. Of course, in US we had like Immortal Technique and Arya the Rugged Man, Vinnie Paz and all. But in UK, you guys were the one for us. You know, and the same likes. Akala, of course.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. It's just something within us, I think, and I think it's got, it's something that's in you. I don't think it's like, oh, well, they're doing it, so I'm gonna copy it, like, a little bit. Sometimes people do that. It's I don't know. Let's just call it.
It's energy, like, you know. If I see a Mike Tyson, I feel like, yo, I want to use my energy in this way. Yes. I want to express this and get inspired by Mike. Yeah. If he could do it and use that energy for boxing, maybe I could do the same.
Yeah, because it ignites something in you. But for me, it's just in me. Yeah. Like, no one's telling me what to say. No one's like, you know, I could have talked about anything. It's in me, and you're inspired by Mike, but you were already a fighter.
Correct.
So it's like being activated. Like, I guess, I hear you, man. Yeah.
It's fucking
Mike
amazing.
Tyson's the best.
Mike Tyson is the best.
Who do you think will win, Mike Tyson or Bruce Lee, if they ever had a fight? Oh.
I think...
I know, it's so different.
Fuck. I think Bruce would win.
I know. But if Mike got in with a good one,
It's
he'll
fucked.
take his head off.
He's dead. Bruce would tap him out, but Mike would kill him.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a beast.
Yeah,
in
he
a
is,
good
man.
way.
I love him.
Yeah.
Amy, like,
Yes.
I want to know what's happening now, like your new music which is coming out, because it's long time coming, you know.
Yes.
You're sitting on a lot of gold.
I am.
And diamonds.
Yes.
And all the natural resources that...
My ancestral wealth.
Wealth,
yes,
you know.
exactly.
So,
Since lockdown, track that I released was called With Love, when I was talking about New World Order. I did that with Breaking Convention, and that was filmed by Bro Ben as well on a just a camera phone. So I connected with people in Ireland, in Uganda, in the Philippines, like break dancers. And I just wanted to kind of unite parts of the world while we were all going through this crazy madness. That was probably one of the last videos I released, but I've been working on tracks for my album, which is to be released this year. So I've still got like 20% of it to finish when I go back to the UK, but it's been like 4.5 years since my last album. Yeah, so more healing, more absorbing in life, and more things, new things to talk about, new energy. Still hip hop, still jazz elements, and I also have some like breakbeat jungle remixes. So I've got the remix of Blam with Mawali.
Sick.
So With Love was made during lockdown, and actually my most recent video, which I just realised, is Blam, which is on Grime Daily with me and Logic
Sick
Army.
video.
Yeah, so that's talking about heritage. The video is like, we break into like the colonizer's house, and he's all got artifacts from around the world, and we're like taking our shit back, basically. The guy that played the colonizer, beautiful man. If anyone sees him in real life, he's not actually a wrong-un.
that's the beauty about acting.
Exactly, I'm just playing. But my new album's coming.
Solomon's that for me.
So with Chuck D's on there saying a few bits for me to bring it up. R.A. Rugged Man is saying a few bits on there. Got some collaborations with musicians. I love working with musicians and producers. So I'll come up with my vision. I have my own visions. I can either write without a beat, or I'll have my own melody, and then I'll go talk to a guitarist that I love and say, yo, can we remake this? I really appreciate your energy. This is the foundation, but I want you to bring your vibe to it. And then once I have the vocals and the musical instruments, then I send that to my producer and sound engineer. He's called Forrest DLG, formerly known as Chemo. So he does a lot of work with artists from underground hip hop who are quite big, Jest and people like that. He also mixed and mastered like Caxton Press stuff. But check out Forrest DLG. You can see his work. I tend to stick with people that I'm happy with. Like if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. But always work with new artists and new musicians.
Are you looking to collaborate with more artists from India? And
yes, I'm looking to.
Who would they be?
100. Of course. Also the Bombay boys.
Hard Ladke.
When we first got here to India, we did like a big cypher again, and I'm kind of overwhelmed with the amount of attention that I get here, but I'm processing it all. I'm looking at people's work, and things are going to happen with collaborations with me and other Indian artists. So I'm looking forward
more female MCs as well.
I've been reaching out to female MCs, of course, because I really would like to come back next year and put on like a show with only female artists.
That would be sick.
Obviously everyone is invited, men, women, anyone in between. You know, everyone's invited, but I really feel that women in India need to be represented more and respected more. Around the world, of course, but here, while I'm here, I need to make this happen, and something that can continue. Safe spaces for women, healing for women. You know, I've been talking to the rappers from Wild Women, been talking to Rebel, as well, and a few other artists. So yeah, forgive me if I've forgotten anyone's name.
Nah, it's
Lack of Sleep, was Goa Sunsplash, the
yeah, you've
festival
been
yesterday.
fucking killing it back to back to back.
Go Mumbai, like 3 hours sleep.
Did
Yeah.
Control Alt Delete yesterday.
Control Alt Delete yesterday. I take time to process all the energy, and then once I've done that in a grounded manner, then I'll reach out and work. Yeah.
And now you're running off to a shoot with Mawali, innit?
Yeah, we're going to shoot with Mawali in a village with a group of activist women. It's for the Blam remix. There's a group of women in India that I saw, and when men are being violent to women, they come with all the sticks.
Correct.
Yeah, so I want to kind of remake that. And again, it's not to incite violence towards men, but of course, if women keep being abused, women are going to say, what the hell is going on, yeah? Respect us. It's never a hierarchy thing. Like,
it's equal.
Yeah, obviously men are stronger than women and things like that. I understand the basic understanding of the biology of men and women. It's not to like overpower anyone, but we just need to respect each other more. It's very important for us to grow as humans on Earth. Yeah.
On this fucking crazy planet.
Yes. On this flat Earth.
On this flat Earth.
In the dome. Yeah, that we. Nah, I have different theories, but yo, thank you for having me, Shanti.
I know you have to run. You know, I'm just looking at the time. You have to run.
Yes, I do.
Otherwise, they're gonna be mad, and
That's all right.
You know, and.
I'm very proud. Very proud.
I'm really happy that we got to do this. It's been years in making, you know, just having a conversation. And I know you don't do interviews.
No, I don't.
And I feel blessed.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, and it's for a lot of the female MCs who are going to be looking, you know, to the story.
Yes.
That like, you know, even they can do it and they can push through and they will push through.
Yeah.
And they're looking forward for a lot of community work and a lot of collaborations in the future.
Yeah.
And looking for your next trip, man.
Full power,
Aims.
innit? Yeah. Love,
Thank
Shanti.
you, man.
Thank you, man. Salute.
Yes.
Peace. All right, cool.
Picture.